Welcome to another episode of Air Guns and Pesting Channel. What I have in front of you is the Gen 1 original FX Wildcat chambered in 2.2. This is the compact version. Came out in 2015. And back then at $16.99, it was one of the more expensive air rifles and the very first bullpup to have forward cocking. Yes, look at this beauty. Is it still a capable air gun today in 2022? I would say yes. It's still very capable. Even with its proven smooth twist barrel. It's a smooth bore up until the last 2 inches where it is rifled. The barrel is made for pellets only, does not shoot slugs. But if you're a pellet shooter like me, I'm also a slug shooter, but more of a pellet shooter like me, then this is a perfect platform. It's still a capable air gun in today's market and value price. I happened to pick this one up this past summer at a very good price. I couldn't turn it down, so I've always wanted a FX Wildcat, even though there's FX MK2 and then that MK3, and then it came out with an MK3 BT for the bottle version. Don't care too much for the bottle version of the Wildcat. I like the more slimline look of this air cylinder. 230cc air cylinder, by the way, or 300cc air cylinder in a 25 caliber long version. That was, I believe they also came out with a 177, but don't quote me on that. But what I do know from the research I've done on this Wildcat, it was the 22 compact and the 25 long that they put out, both in the smooth twist barrel configuration. The only reason why I picked this one up, besides it was a good price, is because the friendship that I have with my good friend and buddy, Aaron Cantrell. I bought it because of him. And when I found out that he accused me and the person that works at FX, initials ER, back in 2018, I brought Aaron Cantrell's air gun, the Wildcat, down to Premier Air Cup in Ohio. And I was talking with ER, the initials ER. I'm sure pretty sure you can figure out who that is. And he graciously said that he'd take a look at Aaron Cantrell's Wildcat because he's having some issues with it. And he looked at it over the weekend and handed it back to me, no charge. And I handed it back to him the next couple days after I arrived back from Premier Air Cup. Handed it back to Aaron, and little did I know, I guess it was a slight leak or somewhere, and over on this side I mounted a gauge. There is a plug, brass plug that you can use to, well, check your regulator pressure, and also you can use it to degas the air cylinder if you're going to be doing any work. Well, apparently it was not tight completely, so we were accused by Aaron Cantrell of sabotaging his Wildcat, and that's the reason why we are not friends today, because of that. Well, of course, I would never stoop down that low. You know, I value his friendship, but not anymore. Not after all these years of finally come out and wrote me a letter this past summer, told me that either myself or ER sabotaged his gun. Well, that's not simply true. So there you have it. That's the reason why we are where we are today, because of his demented, warped, senile way of thinking. Cost us our friendship. But this is the reason why I have this Wildcat, and now I know the reason why he was like that. The night that he called me late at night to tell me what he found out, but wouldn't tell me what he found out. Go figure, but it is what it is. But I have a Wildcat now, and I really like this platform. Very nice. The gun weighs in at, unscoped obviously, 6.1 pounds. Overall length is 26.5. I added this on the end here, Donnie FL, half 20. Manometer in the end, filled to 230 bar. The gun is made in, how do you pronounce that? We'll just say it's made in Sweden. And barrel length is 19.7. And it's claimed to be 30 plus FPE, shooting at 18 grain at close to 900 feet per second. Comes with 3 8-round metal magazines. Very, very nice magazines. I added this magazine holder. This is an aftermarket magazine holder. There you go. You can quite literally load this magazine with one hand. Drop in, push, drop in, push. And it's very easy to load it in the breech. It's a simple push in and it's locked in place. Like I said, come in with 3 magazines, 1-year warranty, 11mm dovetail. I mean, just look at the quality. Safety is on the right side there. The safety is very easy. You can very easily switch it right to fire without knowing, because it's kind of, I don't know, I don't want to say it's loose, but you can very easily knock it over from safe to fire. It does not have an external hammer spring adjuster. You'd have to take the stock off for that. That's where I believe the MK2, don't quote me on that. I know the MK3 came with a wheel on the back here, like my Maverick. But you'd have to remove the stock. You got 2 screws, one underneath this mag holder and one up here forward of the trigger right there. You have a fill probe that pushes in to the port here and rotate this cover to close it, but you'd have to buy a, you know, aftermarket adapter for the fill probe. What else? The cocking lever, you cannot switch it from right to left. It's always on the right side, which for a left-handed shooter like myself, is okay. It is somewhat ambidextrous because the magazine is right here, so I can rest my cheek right here. Not the most comfortable, but it's better than nothing. But it really is a right-handed shooter's gun. You have all this right here, you know, to rest your cheek on. But like I said, you can, for a left-handed shooter, rest it right here, and I don't mind that. It's not too uncomfortable. It's not a rubber butt pad, I don't think. If it is, it's a hard plastic or hard rubber, but it's very lightweight and very ergonomic for such a small bullpup. And when you have a compact gun like this, I had an extra Discovery, what is that? 312 by 44 first focal plane side focus that I added to this, and it really complements the gun. Dovetail rail, I don't mind it. Some people don't like it, but it doesn't bother me with a dovetail or Picatinny. I know they make an aftermarket rail you can replace this with Picatinny, but I'm not going to do that. No need to. You know, mount the scope and forget it. Adjustable match grade 2-stage trigger. It's very light. I'll give you that weight, but you can adjust the trigger blade up or down or can it left and right, but I canter mine towards the left. Adjustment hole right here for making your trigger adjustments. Metal trigger guard, not that that matters to me, you know, plastic, metal, as long as it has some type of guard on there. You can tell by looking at the finish. I mean, it's very nice. I mean, it's not any sharp edges. The anodizing is really nice. And it's still, you know, looks very modern. Modification I did was, like I said, I added that regular gauge. Had an extra FX gauge I put on there, regulated to 150, maybe 152 bar. It's very nice, very compact. One that I'll definitely have in my collection, that's for sure. There you have it, folks. Sharing is caring. Stay safe, shoot straight, let your pellet or slug hit its target. See you on the next episode of Air Guns and Pesting Channel. Oh, and by the way, before I go, I will have a video of me or this gun shooting out to 50 yards just to see what kind of pellets it likes. So that'll be coming up. See ya. All right, here we go. First stage, followed by 10.1 ounce. 8.22 ounces.